Over this computer. All right, and we are good to go and get ready and getting started. So first and foremost, again, thank you, Mason, for joining me on this short interview for the Emerging Dignity in Schools newsletter. So this is a conversation that's going to be a new thing that we're doing with the Dignity in Schools campaign to just kind of like highlight and breathe life into the dope work that our membership is doing in giving members and the general public an opportunity to see and hear some of the dope work that you have going on. Tying some of that into as well the work that has emerged for you all being elected to serve on our coordinating committee and all that kind of stuff, which is the governing body in a lot of ways of the campaign's work. So if you could introduce yourself and introduce Soul Sisters Leadership Collective and just share a little bit about who you all are and what is the work that you do.
For sure. So Mason-Sera, most people just call me Mason. They, them pronouns. I am the youth community organizer / co-coordinator for Soul Sisters Leadership. And Soul Sisters Leadership is, to really like boil it down to like a really cute sentence, is all about like helping and like advocating for new leaders who have lived and breathed like the problems that like systematic problems, whether it be the courts, whether it be foster care, poverty, all of those sorts of things. We fight and advocate to give those new leaders a chance to really step into their own and do these sorts of things. So a lot of what we do, we run a lot of, not really a lot, but we run special programming for particularly Black and Brown girls and non-binary youth accordingly. And we provide like educational training, like social political educational training. We provide, it's all direct actions, group works. We talk about gender, inequality. We talk about like financial literacy sometimes. We're very much about giving these young people power to make change in this society.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And how did you get involved with Soul Sisters? What brought Mason to the party?
Do you want a truthful answer or like a really nice one?
I want the truthful answer.
So I joined because there was this really hot girl and I wanted to talk to her. And so like my friend brought me to this these Black Girl Matter circle, and while like they knew I'm not a girl or anything, they were just like, it's still like beneficial for you to be like, you know, all feminine space and things of that nature. And there was this girl I thought was super hot, and I was just like, I don't really care what Soul Sisters is talking about, but I want to go talk to her, so I'll come back next week. And then long story short, she left, but I stayed because I found that I really felt passionate about the things that they were talking about. They asked me to speak at the Florida March for Black Women about being Black and non-binary at the same time. And I said, no, thank you. And then they're just like, reconsider. And I was like, fine. And so I did that in 2017. And I was very active on their youth leadership board, which is one of the programs that we run at Soul Sisters. And about a year later or so, in June of 2018, she asked if the executive director, Akumi, asked if I actually wanted to do a DSC project. So yeah, to do a week of action project for DSC. And I was like, sure. And that was a lot, but I did it and I stayed, and she offered me to have a continued role and I took it.
Gotcha. That's a great story. That's a great story. Because, like, yeah, we come into the movement and into movement work for a myriad of different reasons. And what keeps us to stay is a completely different thing, and that can be completely fine. So, yeah, I'm glad that, you know, things worked out how they were supposed to. And we're definitely glad to have you, you know, with us and with Soul Sisters. And in transitioning the conversation a little bit, you know, Soul Sisters has been a member with DSC. Recently, Soul Sisters was elected to serve on our coordinating committee, which again is the governing body in a lot of ways of the Dignity in Schools campaign. And so we're excited to have you all on. And we wanted to see from you all too, you know, what are you most excited about with this opportunity to serve on the coordinating committee? And what do you think are some skills that Soul Sisters has that will serve the campaign in this greater work of police-free schools and culturally relevant curriculum and meeting the needs of our people. What you got?
Man, thinking specifically, because like, I know I'm Soul Sisters Mason, but then thinking about Soul Sisters as an organization and stuff, I think as the organization, we bring a lot of, I guess you could say like grassrootsness to DSC. We're very much like Twerk for Liberation. We're on the ground, direct action. So I think we bring a lot of that perspective into it. I'm personally really excited to join the coordinating committee specifically because of the fact that there's so many different people that do different stuff, but we all have the same mission of wanting our schools to be police free and to have culturally relevant education, all of these things, but we're all doing very different stuff to get to that point. And while I love direct action and grassroots, and that's really great, sometimes there's still like other things that maybe this sort of things may not work for one of our youth. These are a slew of other options that can still contribute to the good cause, So I think that what I'm most excited about is just all the different people and what they're doing and their walks of life. I'm excited about being young and actually having a say with what happens. We're often robbed of our autonomy, and it's really good to know that these are people that are like, we need a youth to speak on youth experience. And while it may not be representative, it's still like a perspective nonetheless, which I'm really like glad and honored by. And I'm also like non-binary. I know like a lot of spaces are very gendered, and we have social that's a social thing. That's me and social. Like we're very like, we don't believe in like all that for a lack of a better term, like blase gendered stuff. Like we don't believe that women should do this and men should do that, and the non-binary people should know you do whatever you want. We're very much like, it's your life, free will. And so I think what will help me serve me well is the fact that I'm the type of person that don't keep quiet about stuff. So you will and sometimes I feel as though there's like evaluation apprehension of, if this is the common thought, it's kind of scary to go against that and da-da-da. And I'm not afraid of nobody. So I think it's really good. And like, that could be like a pro and a con, but I think it's really good to know that what might serve me well is knowing that if I know what might be decided is definitely not going to enhance the lives of youth, I'm definitely going to be like, hey, this is not going to work out, rather than just keeping quiet. So yeah.
No, I can dig it. I love it because I think that's exactly what it takes, is this like genuine, authentic grounding in like, these are our and our young people's lives that are at stake. And so anything that we endeavor in that line like has to come with the full weight of, being able to have difficult, complicated, complex conversations on this freedom making project. And so yeah, I'm really glad that you're in the fold and you all are in the fold to, echo that call as we all are working to do this work to improve lives. And like, you all have a track record of that. And so I'm really glad that, we can fuse together in this, and that it's a mutual exchange. It's not just like also a pillaging of like local resources and talent. Be like, okay, well, so come join this. And it's like, no, there's some reciprocity that's in case. So yeah, well, no, I appreciate that. The last thing that's always important is in this conversation about sharing resources and sharing community is how can people best support the work that Soul Sisters is doing? Is it following you on social media? Are there some upcoming campaigns at work that we should know about? How can we support or echo or amplify the work that y'all have going
on? In the spirit of reciprocity, just I guess what helps our work is knowing what other people are doing, right? It'd be really awkward if, everyone is doing the same 50 things and we're just like, yeah, we're totally new and different, but we're doing the exact same 50 things. I think one thing that could definitely help support the things that we do, of course, so the typical get your name out there, follow us, and we have like a new program specifically for Black and Brown non-binary people coming out that I am the head coordinator on, and it's like, yeah, that's also great. And it's also just knowing the community, knowing who's out there like fighting the good cause. And I feel, especially in Miami, it's a little spread out. It's kind of hard to organize with folks down here. So I guess like if they know any people in Miami that we can definitely mesh well with, or even if they're the organization they think we can mesh well with, just having more partnerships in general, whether it be in state or out, is always like beneficial to know like who's doing what. Oh, you're having a campaign, how can we throw you on together? And being just very much in the spirit of like collectiveness and togetherness.
Gotcha. No, definitely. We can do that for sure. So, thank you, Mason, for your time, for your energy, for your work. Always enjoy spending time with you. And I think that we'll call this like the CC member spotlight or something like that. So until a better title comes up, the CC member spotlight with Mason from Solstices. Thank you so very much.